Hey, yo, you ready? Let's do it. Yeah.
We're off now. Right. Mate, we're back. And
Wait, are we on?
I think so, mate. Well, this is it.
We're live.
We've gone video.
The new Andy Gray and Richard Keys.
Why'd you pick them two? Could have been so
This
much
is what
better.
they want. This is what they want.
Could have been Anton Deck,
Simple as that.
Torval and Dean, Grays and Key. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Keys and Gray.
Andy Gray came back, didn't he?
He's back, mate.
Back.
Yeah, he is.
To be fair, where's he at now, Andy Gray?
Don't like Saudi something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where he belongs.
I don't know, mate. So yeah, obviously we'll have a bit of a discussion about this, mate, because there's now a video rolling here.
Yeah.
I do not know how this is going to go, how it's going to look.
It could be great.
Yes.
So, for the audience, we're trying out videoing, aren't we?
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Well, we bought a GoPro 9 months ago, mate.
Yeah. But it's all about building up. It's all about building up and the ideas, everything else, and then putting it all together.
Dream big. Dream big, start
Dream big.
small, mate.
Dream
That's what I
big.
think,
Dream
yeah.
big. And I kind of preempted this. So I got your gift and I want to see your reaction to it.
What are you doing? The rustling. ASMR.
You have to talk us through what it is as well.
The boy, you've opened it,
The
mate.
boys. Oh, I
Opened
want to
it.
see what we're in it.
Amazing. So, Young Hearts,
Young Hearts from free.
doing the business here with
To
a
be
little
fair,
buff.
I bought one a few months ago. I've been wearing it at
That's
work.
brilliant. At work?
Yeah, it's really good.
I work in an
Really
office,
good.
mate.
It's more that.
Laughed at.
that
That
way
is
to look
mental.
at.
That is mental. Yeah, a little sticker. Stickers look alright, though, innit?
Stickers are alright.
Like a
It's
little
just the one in
sticker.
pyjamas.
Why is there so many? Jammies, these. All the pyjamas there you go.
So we've got who've we got?
Lads there.
Steve and John.
The lads from Young Hearts. To be fair, these stickers are ace.
They are great,
We've
they
got
are
loads
great,
as well. Yeah. Mental.
Don't admit it though. They're all right. Average stickers.
Sticker. I had one sticker, mate. That's what I go for. One sticker to rule them all. Pain in the arse to order, mate. Pain in the arse. Pain in the arse.
And they're good stickers. So
They are
fair
belting
play
them,
to
to be fair.
And it's a good buff. It's a good buff.
Is it?
Solid buff. Yeah.
Happy with it.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to it. I can't wear it at work in an office. Be a bit weird.
But yeah.
Get away
What's
with
that?
It. Might get away with it. Don't know. How have you been, mate? How's the injury? So we've come off the back of the one with. Gosh, oh my gosh, Helen. Yeah. Sorry, mate. I was thinking of a completely different guest then about who we're getting on next.
Thinking John
mate.
Cassidy, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, thought so.
Yeah, which was a really good app.
Yeah, Helen was good, weren't she?
She gave you some advice on plantar.
Yeah.
Are you taking it?
Oh yeah. I was
So what's
on end of
changed?
my bed, scraping my foot.
Feeling better?
Exactly the same. But it's slow progress.
So 12 weeks in it, recovery program.
Yeah, I'm 8 weeks into it.
Right.
8 weeks since I last run, 6 weeks into recovery, so
Yeah, and we'll have to.
we're getting there.
We're after your return being when we're away, aren't you?
Yeah, so it's another month in it, which is ambitious.
Yeah, but hey, with the
I'd take a slow walking park run.
tail walker,
Tail walker.
you built for it, mate.
Yep.
You built for tail walking.
Learn how to say hello in Polish,
Get on it, man.
and then I'll be fine. I'll blag my way around park run.
And we'll vlog
Crack out.
our trip.
Yeah. You steaming past. Is it 2 laps?
I have no idea.
I'll have to check it out, won't we?
All I know is it starts with a Z.
Yeah.
That does me wonders for my park run.
Yeah.
Alphabet here, mate. It's all about the alphabet.
Is it not over here?
Not with a Z, I don't think.
That's mental, that.
No, unless we open one.
Yeah, just tight or whatever. Brig.
Brig Park Run. Oh my gosh. I feel like we're streaming, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird with the videos.
It's normally we talk like looking at each other like that.
Yeah,
It's
normally looking out the
talking to
window,
each
mate.
other. Well, now we're looking at each other through this.
Yeah, it is odd, isn't it? It is odd.
Where would you have a part one in Brig? This is where you can kind of put in a bit of footage in it and have Withy Grove Park there, like Brig Leisure Centre.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll have to go and film it though now. Have to go out and film it. But yeah, it's a good shout though. I want to do Brig 5K, mate. That's my dream.
Brig 5K.
Shut Station Road down.
Shut Station Road. Stop all trains.
Yeah.
Stop 125. Anyone coming north of Banbridge, Chorley to Preston ain't happening
Yeah.
because Brig Boys 5K is on.
Brig Boys 5K. Once a year, isn't it? Get over yourself.
Once a year.
Get over yourself on trains. Pathetic. Embarrassing. So yeah, anyway, right, proper digressing to get here. So video is a new thing.
Yep.
We've got a GoPro all 4 people telling us how to use that, because I do not know how to use it. We got better at it. I think it's more for action. So when you're running, when you're down at the track day Sunday, just do some filming, mate, and get other people to do some filming.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah, because there'll be more experienced people than me doing it, so...
My eyeballs are on fire from about 6 hours trying to work this out.
Just there. You've not moved, have you?
No, I've not left the house, mate. Just been in this room.
Fed him, watered him.
But yeah, so it is good with a bit of video, I think. So a bit of a challenge for us, isn't it?
Something different,
We
completely.
love a challenge.
Something different.
We love a challenge. But speaking of track day, mate, tell us what is going down on Sunday.
Sunday, track day. What date is it? On the 13th of October, down at Witton Park. 9 a.m. Be there. No, basically we've got, I don't know how many people are going to be there, 20, 30, 40, 50, no idea. But it's going to be an hour track session, and then maybe a couple of races at the end of it. But some relay batons just in case anyone fancies. I've no idea what's going to go on. I've no idea. Just somehow fallen on this. And I don't really know what to do about it now.
You're in now, mate. You're committed.
I'm committed. Yeah.
Is there a charity chosen, or is it just a bit of a...
No, I think the thinking behind it was someone was going to race Mark Jeffers at some point.
Yeah.
And then there was going to be kind of a charity decided on. If someone could beat Mark Jeffers, then they get a choice of the charity they wanted with it. But I think I'm going to give it to audience, as in, if there's someone there that kind of has a family member or relative or someone that's close to them that's actually going through something at this moment in time that's local, then why not put any profits or not profits, but any, what do you call it, any money raised go towards that charity. But there's loads from around Lancashire, Preston, isn't there? St Catherine's, Rosemere. There's a couple more local ones you can do. But no, I'm going to throw it out there to audience, I think.
Yeah, good shout, mate.
From there.
Little vote, back on the track. I like it. And I think that's what sort of brings us on to the conversation today, really, is around just giving back to charity, I suppose, a little bit, innit? And having a bit of a shout out to... Because what I want to introduce, mate, I know we've talked about this, but let's broadcast it, is around, like, if people want to talk about some fundraising that they're doing, just to send us, like, a 2-3 minute voice clip or clip or whatever, and we'll stick it on pod.
Yeah, too right.
Charity shout out.
Because there's a lot of people you know that do the charity work, don't know, over the years, whether it's a 10k marathon or jumping out of a plane. They're like, what are your feelings on that?
Well, right.
You're
okay.
live.
I know. Well, all I'll say is, mate, right, I don't think a challenge should be fun. If do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You jumped out of a plane, haven't you?
Yeah,
it wasn't fun, was it? It wasn't
well,
fun.
No, it wasn't.
To be fair, once you've gone up, jumped out, and then once your parachute's open, you're coming down, I love that bit of it.
Yeah.
The rest of it was just pure fear.
Yeah.
Pure fear with it.
It's the drop in it as well. The first drop is like, well...
I think we've always gone through it as in like a charity challenge, something you should physically kind of push yourself with that is beyond your previous limits, for example.
Yes.
So we're going to be honest with you, aren't we? We've done races, 5k, 10k, 50 miles, 100 miles. For me now, I've raised money for the charity for the 100 miles last year. For me, it's kind of hard to not raise for charity, should I say, but if we're going to do a 5k, it's not a challenge for me. There are going to be events that I can get involved in, that are charity events and stuff that you can do, obviously, but challenge-wise...
Is your feeling... It's quite an interesting topic, though. So is your feeling on that, then, that because you did the 100, if you're going to raise, it has to be something more than that?
Not more than that, but equal to.
Well, you've made it quite hard for yourself there.
Yeah. Or something maybe slightly different in terms of... But do you know what I mean? Like, if I said, right, I'm going to raise... To be fair, if I was going to do Manchester Marathon, I was going to do it for Christie, then I'd have no issues in jumping on board that all day long with it. But in my mind, I think I'd feel quite bad in going, well, will you sponsor me for it, even though I've run 20 of these and I really enjoy it. Yeah. Do you know? I enjoy running. I enjoy doing marathons. So
I think you're right, but I think that we probably think that way because... I don't know, because of what we've probably like pushed and done and said, well, that's probably a good thing to raise money for because it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
But I don't think people that are giving money to these charities are thinking, hang on a minute, you did a marathon last year, you did raise money for it. I don't think it is, but I totally agree with that. quite funny, isn't it, really, that?
Yeah, which I wouldn't say it's harsh. I just think it's kind of a reality on things. But then you've got other events coming up where someone's 5k could be the first 5k they've done, and every credit with that. But that's personal kind of preference with it, and how hard the challenge is for that person.
Yeah.
Where if jumping out of a plane though, for example, it's a different challenge. That it's mentally, it is hard to get yourself in a plane to jump out of it. It is tough. That it is.
Yeah.
That was probably
Did I sponsor you for that?
I don't think you did.
I probably wouldn't. I would have done. It's fun. Shouldn't be sponsored for it.
For fun. Unless it's a fun run, then you get.
Yeah, then you get something for that anyway. But yeah, you're right. I think that's hard sometimes, isn't it? Because, but to be fair, if you came to me and said, "Oh, I'm raising money for Christy again, doing Manchester," I don't think I'd say, "Well, you've done Manchester loads, mate. I'm not giving you anything."
Yeah.
It needs to be worse at 100.
No, I don't think that's what we're going at. It's not like we're ever not going to sponsor anyone ever again. It's more, I like to see people pushing themselves.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're coming from, is it's like, right, go and do an event, but do you know what? You challenge yourself. You properly challenge yourself. Do you know what?
Is it something that's good? It should be something, I suppose, that makes you think, I'm only doing this really because of the charity appeal to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you think, well, this is why I'm doing it, so it should be like hard, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think it should be hard.
Yeah, too right. But you've got things where I know the Chrissy do like firewalking and stuff like that. And to be honest, if you went out there, did a bit of firewalking, took your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your mum, your dad, whatever, you had a good time with, then that's a community thing. It's a nice day out, and it's something a little bit different to what you're used to, isn't it? So I don't mind all that stuff. That's good going.
Hey, I'm all for like events and stuff. I think that's great.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking about like you as an individual who's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to do this challenge. Should be something.
Yeah.
Is a real challenge for you.
Yeah, and I definitely think that it's a tough one to then. I think because I did the 50 and my mum raised money for Rosemere.
Yeah.
I think kind of got involved a bit with that, with getting my mum on board as well, doing the charity work with it. So it wasn't on myself, it was on my mum to kind of, right, this is your event, this, to like you go and raise the money for it.
But the 50 is massive, mate.
It is massive.
That is a huge challenge to do anyway.
It is. But that's just, I don't know, I feel I'd need to keep pushing myself if I was physically to say, right, you go to work, you work 40 hours a week, I want £10 of your money, like I should feel like I'm earning it for you. To like, I should be working hard for it. That's how I see it. And
then the next question I've got for you, mate, is to swing this one at you, is what if you sponsored me, whatever, 30, 40 quid to Route 50, 30 miles, and I go, can't do it, man. Are you asking for money back?
A lot of times, if I do sponsor people, it's normally after the event, in terms of, I understand. It sounds quite harsh, doesn't it, really? But if you've gone there and gone, oh, I've dropped out of 30 mile, if it was because of an injury, then every credit to you. You've rocked up, you've done it.
Right.
But if you've gone, I'm tired, I just didn't fuel properly, and I'm pulling out, then, well, let me know when you're finishing the event, and I'll give you some money for it.
So you ask for it back if you've given it?
I won't give it to you in the first place.
All right, you don't give it.
No, I've not given it you. The money hasn't transferred hands yet.
And you know what, mate? I think you can say that, because the 100, I'd never seen you look that bad at 50 mile, and you had a long way to go, and you like, charity in it, got to finish it.
Yeah.
So fair play to you, mate.
And I think that's half of the why sometimes is that for that challenge, for example, there was no way I could come on here and say I'm doing 100 mile, then there's no way I could say, right, I want to raise as much money as I can for the Christie, where obviously I was treated for cancer, if you didn't know. And then for me to give up, like, how was I ever going to give up during that, knowing the fact that if I could raise money, I could raise more money by finishing, then why would I stop?
Yeah.
You know, like, there's a larger goal out there than just me finishing it, and there's a big picture to it all. So
100%, mate. 100%. And it is good, you know, like we said today, we're just going to have a bit of a chat about like previous fundraising, people that we know that have fundraised, and what sort of stuff they're doing. Yeah. We're hopefully going to get a bit of a clip of a lad that we know that's going to talk a little bit about some of the fundraising they're doing. And again, big challenges. I think it's more like, I find it quite inspiring, other people's stories of the reason why they're doing it and what they're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, you know, we took on, Land's End Johnny Groats, didn't we? Was probably our biggest one.
Out of nowhere as well.
Episode 12 and 13, bit mental.
Massive challenge, really. Like, that's probably the biggest one in terms of obviously timescale we've done.
Yeah.
But to keep battling it out, that was a challenge.
Yeah.
That was a challenge. No matter if you cycled every day of the week, that is still a challenge to keep getting up and doing it every day.
And the reason why we did was because of the charities that we were raising for, weren't it? You know, like, we could have easily gone like, forget this, not bothering with this. But yeah, I think it's the shout out, I suppose, to people that actually do stick with it and stick it out when they know if it was just them on their own, they probably wouldn't do it.
No.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's a good point, that. And I think that's why quite a lot of people do like the charity events, in terms of, do you know what? I'm doing it for a reason. Let's do it for other people. It's quite an unselfish way of looking at it, really.
And it does feel like, when it comes down to like raising money for charity and stuff, the majority of fundraisers do like these physical challenges that also obviously have like real mental battles as well with them.
Yeah.
You know, so why do you think that's what people do? Do you know what I mean? What's your thoughts on that?
Why do people get involved in those physical charity events?
Yeah, like, why is it not like skydive?
Yeah.
And it's more like, I wanna do a marathon. Like, why would you go and do that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the skydive one, for me, going back to it, it was a way of doing something I've always wanted to do and raise money. So it was kind of like, I can do this by doing this.
Yeah.
So it was quite a selfish way of doing it. Do you know what? I can actually go and skydive, but I can also raise money for it at the same time. So it's win-win. It's win-win.
Yeah,
it's like, it is a selfish way, but I kind of got what I wanted, but I've also raised money for a great cause as well. So
yeah, exactly. It's brilliant. And to be fair, mate, I just want to clarify this. I'm not having to do it you here. But there was somebody that I knew that I was having to do it at the time. I loved it.
What are you on about?
Give me some money. But I think it like paid for the skydive as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, it money went to
Yeah.
Which I think is a bit mental. But anyway, that's my opinion. I need to keep it to myself for a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We'll open up more as it goes along.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Though.
But back to your question on why do people do it, I think there is an accountability to it, in terms of you sign up to a charity event or an event and you have to raise money for charity.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, say, that accountability of, right, I've got to train, I've got to turn up because people are sponsoring me.
Yeah.
Plus, for whatever, everyone's going to they'll have their own reason for charity, won't they?
Yeah.
People, they'll have families affected, friends, or they might just know someone that knows someone that's going through something, and it inspires them one way or another. You hear loads of stories, don't you? Especially now we're involved in the running world. There's so many people that do mad races for different causes. There's so many out there, and there's so many. And
it's like, where do you stop with it, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you'd have raised last year for a 5k, you could have done 10k next year, and then off, and then a full.
Yeah.
Could have raised and raised, couldn't you? But
yeah.
I think that's important to remember. It like, the challenge is challenging it, so it doesn't really matter what it is. Like, you're pushing to raise money and raise awareness, and I think like it probably took me a little bit of time to realise that actually it's not about the event itself, it's about the awareness, and it's about the raising money for charity, which is important. So I totally get that. But I think like like when you have like celebrities that do challenges, and I think like, you know, some people might question the challenge a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, which I think they're a target, aren't they?
Oh, massively, yeah.
But I don't like. I was remember. Is it Spencer Matthews that did the marathons in the desert? I think he was made in Chelsea.
Oh, recently this wasn't it?
Yes, and I can't remember what it was, but it was Summit marathons, Summit days over, and it was a record. Say 20 marathons in 20 days in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw something where, and I don't know how I kind of feel on it properly, but so I go run a marathon, and it's 4 hours.
Yeah.
But I've not counted in my break, which was 15 minutes at mile 6. I've not counted in this and this. So my elapsed time, for example, is 5.5 hours, but I'm going to post it as 4 hours because it looks so much better.
It does look better.
If you're going to do a charity event, if you run 20 marathons in 20 days over the desert, I am not bothered if that takes you 3 hours or 6 hours, but you post the time it's taken you, whether you have stopped for a drink or you have stopped for a toilet break or whatever, you post what it's taken you to show. Because for me, if you go and run 23-hour marathons, good on you, it's very fast. But if you've taken 6 hours and you've had to drag it out and you've struggled, then that for me is kind of better in its charity sense. Is that you've actually struggled and it's been a challenge. Where why cut it off to make your Strava times look really good?
Is that just what happened with the...
That's what's happened from what I've read. That's what's happened. Where it might all be half an hour, but put your proper times down on there. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't. But
yeah, it's like, you know, we're pretty honest about when we lose our minds in races and stuff. So like, I don't get why you do that. To be fair,
no, it's just always something I did see, and there was evidence of Strava times, elapsed times, and everything else where it was completely forged. You know, like forged, fraud. But if you don't put that, massive respect anyway. But just put your normal times. Like,
I don't see why.
No one's bothered. If you take your 6 hours, what a challenge!
It's back to the Ross Barkley 5K, mate. Isn't it?
No, yeah. Go on, Ross.
Let's hear your opinion on elapsed time and what's the one?
Yeah, and just
what is it? Elapsed time and what?
It's just I don't know, Strava time, isn't it?
Yeah, just time.
Strava time, elapsed time.
Strava time. So like when you do it 50 and stuff, don't you? It'll come through and say like you ran it in what, like 9-10 hours or whatever.
Yeah,
it actually took like 12 or 13 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know why Strava does that. To be fair, just tell me how long it took me.
Yeah, and then I think you select the race. If you select it as a race, and then it basically adds it all in and accumulates it all. Where if you do say a normal run on Strava and you stopped, it'll just give you your normal time and then your elapsed time below it. So a lot of people just put the normal time on there, but no one's bothered. Like, no one's bothered.
No, I'm not really. I'll tell you what though, mate.
What?
Charity shout-out time for me.
something you are bothered about.
I am very bothered about that, mate.
Something you care about.
What about a little theme? Got a little theme for us.
Little theme? What, a jingle or a...
Yeah, jingle. Charity shout-out.
Charity shout-out.
Someone make a jingle for us. But yeah, that was good. Every month, I think, well, charity shout-out, what someone's doing, why they're doing it. This guy has done... You know Wainwright's, don't you, mate?
Yeah.
He's done them all.
Done all 33 of them.
Well,
was it 214? I think it is.
Yeah. Well, we'll hear him out, mate. But this is some challenge. This, and it's a great charity that he's raising for as well. And you actually know the guy who runs it.
Beat him in a few races.
Let's get him on, mate. Anyway, right, big shout out here from Lucas.
Hello to all the Brig Boys listeners. I'm Lucas Benson, and I'm currently undertaking my self-created challenge to summit all 214 Wainwrights in 20 weeks to raise money for Mind Over Mountains. First off, it's a huge honour to be on the Brig Boys podcast, so big thanks to Carl and Steve for having me. This challenge will see me summit all 214 fells and mountains in the Lake District within a 20-week period, while continuing to balance my full-time job. Throughout my life, a lot of people close to me, with myself included, have suffered from bouts or continued challenges of mental health, and I came up with this challenge to keep myself consistently getting into the outdoors and pushing my limits even on the days I don't feel like it. I chose Mind Over Mountains as a charity I'd like to raise money for because it aligns so well with how I like to maintain my own mental health. Being active in the mountains or outdoors in general is the best medicine for me, especially during a stressful period at work or in my personal life. It allows me to burn off that extra anxious energy, clear the mind, but most importantly, maintain my mental health naturally. As everyone loves a stat, let's get on to some. At the time of recording this, I'm 18 weeks into the challenge and have successfully summited 205 Wainwrights, which has seen me hike for 160 hours, covering 437 miles and ascending 44,910 metres. But here's the kicker: as I'm a fellow Preston resident, it has seen me drive for 103 hours, covering 4,925 miles to get to the starting location for the routes and home again. So who are Mind Over Mountains and what do they do? They're an innovative mental health charity that enable people to restore and sustain their mental health and well-being through highly integrated practices that bring together walking in nature, mindfulness, professional coaching and counselling, which personally I think is brilliant, as one of the big goals for this challenge for me was to get others into the mountains and experience the benefits they can provide. As a last note, on the 19th of October I'll be completing my final 2 Wainwrights and I'd love for people to join me. This will be a 6-mile, 1,200 foot of climb route, which will be completed at a relaxed pace, so should be fairly accessible to all. If you'd like to know more, I'm sure Steve and Carl will drop a link to my Instagram reel that I created, which contains the finer details, along with a donation link to my Just Giving page if you'd like to donate. Any donations, however small, are really appreciated. Thanks for listening.
absolutely welcome, Lucas. Anytime, mate. Anytime.
It's a pleasure. It's an honour.
Hey, the pleasure's all ours.
It is. It is.
But yeah, good luck to you in the rest of that. Absolutely fantastic, mate.
Great course as well. Great course.
Love it.
Moving mountains.
Right, anyway, let's crack on, mate.
Let's do it. Let's get back. We're back to it.
We're back on this now. But yeah, so I think the one thing that does me about that is like I don't really get why, because I'll go out and run around here, and then when I hit a traffic light, I'm always like, oh well, that'll show up like 10 seconds that. And then someone's like, oh, hang on a minute.
You stopped.
You said 21 minutes, but it actually took you 22. I'm like, well, yeah, but stopped. So you can change that by putting it as a race.
It's a race. I'm sure there might be another way of doing it. But yeah, if you're in a race, it gives you race time if you select it as a race. But just put your right times.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's see why not.
I'm not bothered. I've just ranted about it.
You sound quite bothered, yeah, to be fair. So we returned back from Chester, mate, the weekend.
How was it?
Francesca's birthday Monday, so it was nice. We walked around Cheshire Oaks after I'd run 26 miles. It's the kind of guy I am.
Go on, give us a quick debrief. I've been looking forward to this.
Chester?
Chester Marathon.
Yeah, I've not actually seen you, have I?
Right, we'll start off with, so how was it?
So Chester, I had never done Chester, but I've been signed up to Chester before. I never did it. I think it was years ago, but you've done Chester twice?
3 times now.
Wow.
3 times to it.
Okay.
How did you find the date itself, as in getting everything else of it set up?
Yeah. Well, I stayed the night before. We stayed Townhouse in Chester or something. It was really nice, a nice little place. But I actually didn't even realise, because this is the amount of research I do, mate, is that the race went past the front door of the hotel, which is brilliant. But yeah, I went down in the morning. Went like about 8:30 or something. There was a bit of like bottlenecking because it starts at the racecourse, doesn't it? Racecourse. It is a cool setup though. It was good because it's about 6,000 did it this year.
So that's quite a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot really. But then you've also got the metric marathon as well.
Yeah.
26.2k, I guess. I guess it's 0.2. I don't know if it's 26. But yeah, they do the metric marathon and the marathon. Setting off from Chester Racecourse. Exactly the same where Chester Half set off from. So I did Chester Half in May, which was like a red hot day, but absolutely boiling hot. But I never did the 10k, so I didn't get that little 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, to be fair, it looks quite good, that.
Bit of bling in it, yeah. So if you do Chester 10k half and the full, you get a bit of a blingy medal. It's like got a little Lord of the Rings style vibe to it. There it is. Flag it up on the screen. But yeah, so set off, felt all right. I think the issue's been, like, we've talked about it before. Yeah. Not really put the training for it. I've definitely not marathon trained at all.
What was your kind of head at in terms of pace wise? What were you thinking? I tell you what, I'm just going to go and see what happens, or I'm going to be reserved. I kind of know anyway, but
yeah.
But what was did you set off and change the way you was running, or did you get caught up a little bit? What was you thinking going into it? Yeah,
probably a mixture really, mate, because to be fair, we'd spoken briefly, hadn't we? And I'd sort of said to you, my race plan is really do the first half in like 1:40ish, and then just sort of see if you can hold on for the second half. And I thought I'd be comfortable at that pace, so I should be okay. But you just know when you've not done the miles, don't you?
Yeah.
Like,
and it soon creeps up on you.
Oh, massively. And to be fair, set off. And I felt okay. We were really lucky with the weather because it absolutely lashed it down later on in the day and the night before it rained. Yeah. So I thought, this is going to be awful. But set off, felt all right. And I thought, well, I'll just set off in front of the 3:30 pacer and in between the 3:15 and the 3:30 pacer and just see how it goes. Set off all right. First half was okay.
Yeah.
And it was only really about the first feeling was about mile 16 where I thought, I feel like it's 10 miles to go. Like, I got in my head a little bit thinking, right, well, it's only 10, so you can just sort of battle through parts of this and just, if you have to, stop and go. Got to about 20, and then just such an odd feeling of, like, just empty, like, but from nowhere, do you know what I mean? Like, I was on the gels, like, all right with that, pretty good, every half hour-ish, pretty much.
It's quite a good setup as well, aren't they, with gels? They have them quite often.
The ones we like as well.
Yeah.
So the
different flavours, but...
Berry. Bit weird.
Yeah, I like berry.
Yeah, orange me on them.
Yeah, berry's nice. You get used to berry.
Tell us your favourite gels. I'll put it in the poll, mate.
Yeah.
Favourite gel flavour.
High five. Berry.
aqua though, so like water, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Like a little drink,
Yeah.
which is good. And the water stations, like you said, they're everywhere. So it's a great race, and like, yeah. So I got to about 19, 20, and literally out of nowhere, just completely felt myself go flat and like empty.
Drained.
Yeah, but out of nowhere, usually you feel it coming a little bit, don't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, completely went, and then just made that mistake of starting to walk a little bit in places, and then time was out the window, really.
Yeah. Do you... I look back at my marathon and think, I tell you what, why did I walk there?
Yeah.
Do you think you could have just carried on at a slower jog, or...
Yeah, probably.
Do you think it was more mentally, do you know what? I'm not getting, like, not chasing the time. There's no need for me to push on here. And from my experience, I've had it before where you kind of go, right, time's out the window. I don't actually, like, I don't need to run this now. Where if you're chasing a PB and you're on it, and if you start walking, there's something back in your mind where you go, do you know what, I'm still chasing something. But if you're not chasing it, not saying the motivation goes, but it dwindles a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I think you're right. I think it does go a little bit. I never was pushing myself at any point in the race, really. So I was kind of there to do it because I hadn't done Chester before.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, and the only reason I was doing it is because we did the 50, and last year after the 50, I didn't do anything for like 2 or 3 months. So my fitness was out the window. Pretty much done the same thing this time. But for what we were doing, I thought, well, I'll just get some miles back in.
Yeah.
Do the marathon. But yeah, I got to like that point when I was like a bit stop and start and stuff, and there was like a couple of guys that were hilarious, just the same as me. I kept going past them, they kept going past me, and we were like, yeah, it's on, innit? It's just a battle now, innit? So I managed to get to, I had about 4 gels in the last 3 miles. And then
Still got some on you, haven't you?
and then come through. Yeah, but to be fair, the end at Chester,
It's mental.
It's
great.
insane,
It is great. Because that's the place where there's bits of it you get no support. You're on your own down country lanes. Or I think there's one point where you cross at about 15 mile, maybe 14. Nice downhill, swing a right. But then you don't really have much. You have a little couple of pockets of. There's a pub on a corner at one point.
Yeah.
That's probably about mile 17, 18 maybe. I remember walking that around that first time.
Nice.
And then you've got you've not got much until you start going back towards the centre and the hill, which is that like mile 24, 25?
Yeah, 24 to 25, I thought, because then once you got up it, you're a bit like, I can sort of cruise it.
Yeah. Flattens off, and then you you drop down, don't you? And then start running on the cobbles, which you don't need them in Kipchoge's and towards the end.
Especially not 4-year-old Kipchoge's.
No.
But I got to like the climb at 24, 25, and this guy in front of me stopped, and I just stopped. He was like, "Oh, sorry, mate." So,
Don't worry about it.
I was stopping anyway, man. I'm not bothered.
Gel.
But I think that's what I've learned over the years, and it's been good to hear what you think on this as well. Like that, when I got to that point of like walking, I wasn't really frustrated myself. I was just like, well, you kind of expect this, but also like, so what, man? You can do this run. You're here doing a marathon. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the atmosphere and the vibes and stuff.
And I quite like that because you're still there. You're 24 miles in, and you're in a situation where, do you know what? I bonked a little bit.
Oh, yeah, God.
Well, I bonked, but I'm still actually. There's people here. I'm talking to people. I'm in a marathon, and I've got 2 miles to grind out. You know, like I'm still going to get through it, sort of thing. And it's quite I don't know, is it an enlightening feeling?
Yeah.
Just a nice feeling knowing that you are there, you're involved in it, and you could have shied away from it and gone, do you know what? I'm not fit enough to run a time that I want, but I'm still going to rock up and bonk.
Yeah.
Which I love that.
And to be fair, now I start finding it quite funny. Do you know what I mean? Like in Manchester, I remember like years ago doing, I think it was Manchester, and getting really. Oh no, it's Chicago. I was like really mad at myself. But like I was like, I can't believe I've done this. Like I've messed this up this time, and this whole thing gone to whatever. And I was like really frustrated. But now when it goes, I'm like, well. What did you expect? But also just enjoy the situation. Like it's learn from it. That's all you can do, isn't it? And what's the point in getting mad?
Yeah, there's no point with it. But I think if you look at Chicago, we set out with an intent of doing well.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And it fell off a little bit, didn't it? Where if you had gone out for a PB and you was in a predicament where you're walking, I think you would have been more annoyed at it. If you was on for it and you maybe didn't train as much or did some more, or you could have done something better, which cost you, don't know.
Yeah,
I think having no pressure, it does just give you that a bit more of an enjoyment, as in like, do you know what, I'm here, let's just let's just enjoy the day a little
Go and
bit.
do the race, mate. Yeah, and then I knew at the end, the friend and family were there, so we had a bit of something to eat. It felt all right. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's mental at the end though. So at the end, it took me an hour to find them.
Yeah, because you finish and then you have to walk back to the race course, don't you?
Yeah, because the end's brilliant. Like that last mile, there's just people all the way down.
Yeah,
It was a bit better than Manchester for me, that, because it was just mad.
it's a good finish, that, isn't it? It is good.
It was really,
and then
really
it's
good.
busy after it as well, all the way through Chester.
Yeah, definitely. And I think because of the time, 3:30ish is like a bit of a common time. There was loads of people there.
Yeah.
You know, like if you were there a bit early, you can get through and get out quite quick. But yeah, it was hilarious. So in the end, the 3:30 pacer came past me, and I thought, I can't believe this. This is
You
Chicago
do
all
not say
over
that.
again. Swallowed me up. No, I didn't see him. They went past, and then I finished, and the clock was at 3:31. But my chip was like 3:29:22, so I must have just not crossed the line with them. They must have crossed well before me.
Yeah, then caught him up and stuck with him, sort of thing.
Yeah. But I don't think. What's your thoughts of like running with the pacer groups? I don't really like it, to be honest.
To be fair, it worked for me at Manchester this year
Right.
because I think it was with Manchester. I went with there was no real hopes of times, whatever. But the 2:45, I was in front of the 2:45 for a bit. Went to the toilet, came back, and I could just see him. And in my head, I was like, do you know what? Just see if you could just hang on to him. See how long you can hang on to him. And it's the only race I've ever kind of kept pacers in sight where it kind of kept me motivated for a bit, like 16, 17, 18. I wasn't with them. I was behind them. So I'd kind of end up in groups of 3 and 4 here and there. So yeah, I kind of agree with you in terms of I don't think I'd enjoy running with 20, 30 people because someone's trainers would be squeaking, he'd be breathing too heavy for me. I kind of like a bit of peace and tranquility whilst I'm running.
That is, you're absolutely
It'd do me
right.
nothing. It'd do me absolutely nothing because if you're out of sync and you're breathing too heavy for me, then I'm annoyed at you, so I'm not concentrating on my own breathing, and before you know it, I'm fuming at you.
Yeah.
And
Joke, mate.
where if you could just stick it with 3, 4 people, nice pace to it, have a little chat every now and again, and all that, blah, blah, then that's fine. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Big groups, no.
It's all, and there's big groups at 3:30.
Yeah.
2:45, I guess, is probably it's an unbelievable time. What's the pace on 2:45?
6:18, I think, something like that.
18. Jeez, frightening,
Yeah.
mate. I don't pull that at 5k, mate.
No, it's just hanging on, isn't it? Hanging on for life. But it's same as, like I say, I can imagine a lot of people just stick for that because that is whether you end up with a 3:10 or a 3:20, if you're fit enough or not. If you want sub 3, you kind of stick with that pace or thereabouts. So there's always a lot of people there.
So you know, it's a funny one because I get how it can help, but for me it just doesn't really help me. Like, and whether that's because I train a lot just on my own and stuff, I don't know. But like when I get in the group, like you said, it's loud. It's like it's the stomping of the trainers. I'm just like, I just do not like
big
it.
flag flying about and stuff like that.
Flapping at fairs, like.
But then you look at it though. If you've got 20 people in front of you, if you can use that wisely and just sit behind them, just sap,
that's true.
Keep sapping, block that wind. Because I know in Manchester, many times, Chester I got away with it with the wind, but Manchester this year, there was quite a bit of a wind for a couple of miles, not loads, and I managed to sit with like 3, 4 people every time, just sit behind them, and it worked well for me. It worked like a right dream. But there's tactics involved, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I think if you want to run the faster times, you're going to have to be in groups at some point because I don't think you can do it on your own. Like if you want to do it, you've got to be around people to keep that pace.
Yeah.
But you've also got the other side of it in terms of there's many times where you probably had it in Manchester last year where you're running at a pace you think, do you know what, they're not actually running fast enough for me. And they kind of settle in and you look at it and you go, well, I'm not running fast enough here for what I want, so you've got to move past them, which in turn it's not a bad feeling. You think, well, I've just left them too. So next.
And usually, mate, the issue for me is that when it's come to paces, it's usually them coming and passing me the other way around. So the 3:30's come past, but Yeah, the pacing things, it's good because it does really help you. And I've never really thought about that. I think that's a good shout about, like, actually it's probably more tactical that you can sort of help each other out a little bit.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, because I don't know, you I sound really antisocial, but I don't want to have a chat during the marathon. And like,
Who is it? Was it the Irish guy in Chicago?
that was insane.
Oh, support Everton, do you, mate? We're 22 miles in. Leave me alone.
I can't do this, mate. I can't do this. Same happened at Chester, kind of. There was a guy that was very, I'd just say excited, loved it. He was having a great time, getting the crowd up, giving it the old, come on. And he went past the crowds and that, loved it.
Yeah.
Fine, mate, you knock yourself out. And he was like, hey, how you feeling? I was like, yeah, all right, mate. What do you have a chat about? And I think sometimes maybe that's because my attitude towards that race was I wasn't chasing time, so I was a bit like, if I was like really going for it and he was like, oh, come on mate, we're going for 240, it would probably help. But just the way I was just like, I just want to get round, mate, to be fair.
I get that. I've had it in, I think it was Chester 2022 where he's going to kill me for forgetting his name. He beat me by a second.
Amazing.
But I was going through it the other day when I did my first marathon in 2015. We finished pretty much on the same time, like 10 seconds, 20 seconds difference, I think it was. And then, like I said, we finished together at Chester in 2022, which was mental. But he came past me with 5k to go, and I was like, what, I'm not having this. And then I was like, I came up to him, I was like, what time are you after? It was just a quick comment, what time are you after? He was like, sub 3. I was like, well, we're well on for that. Just stuck with him. Stuck with him all the way then. And he was getting quicker, so in my head I was like, we're basically in a race now, a friendly race.
Yeah, that's good. And you can help each other out a bit, can't you, in those?
And it was, and I can't remember what time we got now, but it was quick, so we did all right. But it was a nice conversation. It wasn't like, hey, how's it going? It was like, what you have to it, let's do it.
Yeah. Let's
go for it. We're still motivated. We're still fit. I've still got a bit of legs about us. Let's go.
That's good. Yeah.
So that was good. That was a good conversation to have.
Yeah, and maybe it's something a bit antisocial for me because I love like talking to any of the people that are at the side of the road or any of the people who've been more. I'll chat to them all day. I just find it a bit. I don't know. I always feel like are they trying to wind me up here a little bit? Come on, mate.
Yeah, in your head. Yeah.
You know I'm struggling. You can see it.
Yeah. I don't know. You've kind of got to pick. If I ever speak to people in a race, it's not like how are you doing. It's more like, look, you're looking good, or it's like a bit of. It's a motivation more than anything. It's not like what did you have for tea last night. Or I couldn't think of anything worse.
To be fair, I was doing it as well. I spoke to a lad that was like cramping up. I said, "Come on, mate, 2 miles to go here. Let's just do it."
Yeah. Just a shout, innit?
Yeah. And that's the attitude. My attitude usually is, let's just get it done, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. And a lad, 1 mile to go, he was like, kept stretching off. I was like, mate, come on. Like a mile. Just get it done. Like, because,
come on.
Even at your worst, you're talking like 12 minutes maybe. You know, right? Just get it
keep
done.
Moving.
Keep moving. One lad sat down up floor.
Thing is, we've been there through it, haven't we? We've been there. We know the feeling of it, and then that's why we're in a position now where if we do a marathon, it's not exactly how I wanted it. You can just kind of crack on and finish it, can't you?
And I think mentally, like the ultra stuff we've done obviously makes it easier mentally to cope with it. Like I didn't think, oh my gosh, 26 miles. I have got to this point now though where I probably do prefer trails, and the reason for that is that it's not. I feel like with road, you're chasing a time. Yep. You're really chasing that time. Whereas with trails, you're out there enjoying it, and this is no disrespect towards like the trail times and stuff, but people in general don't really ask you about the times in races when it comes to like the 50.
No.
I mean, who really knows? It's all about doing that and smashing it, and unless you're top 10 or whatever.
Like I say, everyone has their individual time goal and stuff like that, but it's not the main focus. If you do a half marathon race on a trail, like it's not like what time did you get or anything like that, is it? It's just like, oh, how was it? Where'd you run, blah blah, which is good about it. But then you also need that road racing in terms of the discipline of the training to go, do you know what? If you do want to achieve something, say in a trail race, I need to get faster.
Yeah.
I need to do this. I need to do this. I actually need to mentally switch on to get faster and start 100%. Competing again. If you do want to do well at trails, for example.
Yeah. 100%, mate. 100%. It does make a big difference. But yeah, I've probably realised by doing the road stuff how much I actually do enjoy the trails now.
Yeah.
Because just is that joy in it of like being out, I guess, in nature. But nothing really beats the support. And I've never done London. You've done London, haven't you?
Yeah. To be fair, I don't really. It was too loud, London.
Really, was it just
coming
mad?
down the last 3 miles stuff? It's just shouting at you. It's not like with Chester or something. You might get it where you get one person going, "Go on, Carl,"
Yeah,
and all that, and it's like,
that.
do that sound? Where people just going, "Yeah, right," just like too much.
It is good that,
but I had bonked a little bit, so that's probably why.
It is what it is, isn't it, mate? It's what it is.
Quiet
But
down.
with like Chester and stuff, that's a really good point. That people will have a look at the bib, won't they?
Yeah.
And that does make a massive difference. That, doesn't it?
Oh, of course it does. Yeah.
Come on, Carl, let's go, mate. And you're like,
I
okay,
know,
okay.
but no.
Yeah.
You want Brig Boys?
Hey, hang on. Yeah, that's me. That's me, boy. I
Yes,
put
I
it
am.
everywhere, mate. But yeah, people don't call me that. But yeah, and then to be fair, just back to the end at Chester there, like we went through, and then hilariously, I walked through to the race course, but didn't have my bag at the bag drop front of it, so I couldn't get hold of anybody.
It's a good 10-15 minute, probably 10-minute walking it back to there.
Yeah.
With stiff legs.
Everyone's got the same t-shirt on.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
how do you recognise everybody? And then, to be fair, quite funny, I ended up talking to this woman, and I was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry, can I just borrow your phone?" And she was like, "Yeah, dead nice." And then she had a bottle of champagne. She said, "Oh," I said, "How'd you get on?" She went, "Oh, finished second." So what? So she ran a 2:41. I know, at Chester, and I just asked her, just
get her on.
I know. Well, got a number now, haven't I? She
Hello.
rang me, so gonna give her a bell now and say, "Yeah, you heard of us?"
Yeah, it's Stephen Off.
Remember
Who
me?
Wants to Be a Millionaire? Got a £250,000 question.
Oh gosh, remember me? It was me that was dead cold at race.
yeah.
Funny.
And I thought you were going to steal my phone.
I
but you
know.
didn't.
I said, well, to be fair, I did have a laugh and said, like, I can't move. So you very easily
Just
catch
slowly.
me. Like on Family Guy when he walks through dead slow motion.
And she finished second, so she's going to catch you.
Oh, no problem, mate. Absolutely no problem at all. But yeah, it's a good race. It's a good race, all in all, mate. I like that this has become a bit of a Chester review. Actually, it was.
Yeah,
it's a good one, mate.
it's great for. I think it's a bit of a mixture. It's my PB course, and I think I've enjoyed it more. It's because you have the time alone, and you have to run those 10, 12, 14 miles on your own, in your own head. Manchester, you've got quite a lot of support all the way through it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where Chester's like, you're on your own, you've got to dig this out from somewhere to actually put a performance in, because otherwise, the crowd aren't there to give it you, so you've got to be disciplined in terms of everything else. I quite like that about the race.
Yeah.
That it is quieter, and you've got to kind of focus a little bit.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it'll be the quietest marathon besides Howgills that I've done because I've Liverpool, Chicago, Manchester. Yeah. So it's a good point. That it did make a big difference. It felt more relaxed though because of that. So
yeah. You settle and you can kind of. I remember doing it at this point where you can kind of hear yourself breathing, because there'll be times where there might be people ahead of you and behind you, but there's no one near at times, which I quite like that. I
can see why it's a PB course, but I will say it's an absolute myth that it's flat. It's definitely not flat.
It's not flat. It's not, because I remember the bits I enjoyed were mile 4 or 5, just a nice gradual downhill, and I was thinking I'm going a bit fast here, but I was like, well, it's a gradual downhill, so just enjoy it. And I think your mile on, it might be 4 or 5, maybe even 6, is probably 25 seconds faster, but that's because it's just guiding you down. And then I think it's same again about 14, 15. There's one where you're kind of feeling it and you think, do you know what, I can just glide down this.
Yeah. There's one, hopefully remember this, there's one bit where you go down a real country lane, like it's quite a thin lane, and then you end up going down quite a steep decline.
And then do you hit back up straight after it, sort of thing, you know?
Yeah. I did not like that at all.
Were the people there?
Can't
was
remember.
it like a little...
Can't remember. My back had completely gone. And I think that going downhill is so bad on your back, innit? Like you feel it.
Especially like 40-year-old Kipchoge's.
I know. Need to get some kips. I told you I can't get kips size 9. Can't find them anywhere. I'm reaching out to Vinted. Anybody on Vinted here that can give me some kips for
free.
Mine are done in, aren't they?
Yeah, they are done in. Yeah,
and I was thinking that when you said like, oh, you've done a few races. I think I've done like 4 marathons in them.
Yeah, and that's just the races. Never mind like everything else.
Yeah, Bratislava in them, mate.
Yeah, that's 2018 now. Get rid.
Yeah, they need to go, don't they? But they are class. They are absolutely.
Recycle. There'll be a charity that'll take them, mate.
I'm not doing in. Oh, that's good. I'll do that. I'm not doing them. Doing Manchester anyway.
No, don't. Please don't. Don't worry again. There's no need.
Back's completely gone.
Feet like that.
Awful bit. Awful. Yeah, I'll have to get some more. But yeah, I can't get them. All of them. Size 9 just sell out immediately. Because I really like the ones, the Vaporflies. What about these? I keep seeing, is it a New Balance that are quite popular at the minute?
Yeah. There's New Balance. Is it Saucony?
Saucony really popular, aren't they? Yeah.
I think they're becoming... My brother just bought a pair, but he said they're a lot firmer than the Nikes. But everyone's got a preference, haven't they, what they do and stuff like that, so...
But that's hard, though, isn't it? Because I think when it comes down to like the trainers and stuff, you've got to think about the distance that you're doing, the type of running that you're doing, and then you can't afford to buy a pair of trainers and be like, no, they don't work. Because I bought a pair of them Hockers, and I got rid of them. But for like, half of the price I paid for them.
Yeah, back then you've worn them and stuff. Well, Nike are quite good because you can try them, and Nike will take them back pretty much no matter what.
Oh, really?
As long as you've not done 3 months at trails and then gone, I don't actually like these. If you've worn them once or twice and they blister you or something's not right with them, just send them back if they're quite good.
Right. Because it's an expensive hobby, isn't it?
Hobby. The 240, 250 quid, aren't they?
Yeah.
280 if you get the new ones, the Alpha Flies or whatever. Mental.
Yeah, the Alphas are insane prices.
You win them for High Rocks.
Yeah, the ones I've got.
Hot wall balls, knees just like...
Shattered, absolutely shattered knees. But yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because like, what you were in, still the Nikes?
Vaporflies, yeah. Vaporflies 3, I think I'm on.
Yeah, I do love the Vaporflies, to be fair. And you feel the difference, don't you?
No, yeah.
It's mad, really, isn't it?
But the more I did in them, the more I just get some normal shoes to train in and then racing them.
Yeah.
That's it. Because I think a lot of people now are getting calf issues, Achilles issues, because you just... Even when you're walking around after, how hard is it walking around? Like,
it's mental.
We're walking up a slight incline, the curb, and like, especially after a marathon.
Yeah.
Like, you're all over the place.
Yeah, I was a wreck me on Sunday. Because they're older anyway, aren't they? But getting upstairs and stuff, I was like, oh.
In them.
Couldn't
you want
wait
a bit of support then, don't you?
Gosh, yeah.
Take them off.
I know, nightmare, mate. Couldn't wait to get in other trainers. But yeah, it's one of them, innit? The carbon obviously does make a massive difference. It makes me laugh though, like, obviously people are like, oh, well, it's alright in them shoes, innit? But... try them on and try and do a 3 hour marathon if you want.
You still got to run it. They do help. They do help, but you still need to run it. If your legs go, the trainers aren't just going to go, I'll tell you what, I'll keep you going at that pace.
Yeah, it's like little rocket shoes. Nothing like that, is it? No, it's a shocker, mate. But yeah, so next on the agenda, mate, for October is the Manchester Half on Sunday whilst you're doing the track.
Which is it's a fast course, Manchester as well, isn't it? We know.
It's a belter, isn't it? Well, we love Manchester, don't we? The races there, so...
Yeah, good setup. Get there nice and early.
Well, yeah. 10 out of 10 would recommend, mate. Yeah, Manchester's a good one, but we've had some issues in Manchester, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
When was it the marathon when we stayed in that hotel and it was an absolute nightmare?
Last year?
No, was it?
Year before?
Must have been year before.
Or was it for... I can't remember what it for.
It was the full, because we got there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Arrived at like...
What hotel it was now. We've definitely spoke about it before, though.
We have, 10 o'clock.
I bet they've still not sorted it.
Definitely not. Have you complained yet?
Room 81 just closed forever.
Just a tape across the front door. Awful.
It wasn't even that bad. It was just a little bit of poo.
Yeah, but human right, mate.
Human right.
You shouldn't have to sleep next to that.
Just sleep next to it.
Basically, someone left something, didn't they?
Just a bit of poo at toilet. But the water blocked. It's outside the bit of a burst pipe, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it stopped the water to it, and obviously anything that would flush would just come back up on it.
But the way they get you, mate, is that I think what annoys me more is that they charge like 4 times the amount because it's marathon.
Yeah, to do it, yeah.
And then you can't flush toilet.
Yeah, can't even flush it or have any drinking water.
Couldn't get a drink.
Yeah, but then I'm sure we PB'd. We both PB'd.
Oh yeah, we smashed it.
We both PB'd. So
yeah, it really paid off, didn't it?
The lucky poo. The lucky poo.
Yeah, absolutely mental. Insane, mate. So track day, what's the actual... have you just got a range going on for track day? What's the actual races? Or I love the fact that you bought a relay baton.
Well, I have no idea what's going to go on with it. I don't know. To be fair, it's going to be warm-up's normally about 10 minutes, give or take, and then I've got like an half an hour session planned, which is speed work. So it's more just a test out. Depends who turns up in terms of... It's going to be to all abilities.
Yes,
but it's just going to be like 1 minute off, 2 minute on, 2 minute off, and just I've not really properly decided yet. But at the end, I've just done it to try and get more, because if people want to stay for 10 minutes and do a couple of races, and at least with the relays I can do like a 4x100 and get say 4, 8, 12 16 people involved in it at once.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing like, say what, let's do one 400 metre race with 8 people.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I quite like the sound of that.
Little tournament, mate.
And Jeffers is doing a bit of smack talking at the moment. And do you know what? I've got one person that has messaged me and said, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
It wasn't me, by the way.
I'm back for one 400 metre race. I'm going to accept it for 3 months out again.
You're going to go for it, yeah?
No, I'm not.
400 metres?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, it's not worth it, mate.
It'd be worth it.
Yeah, but you're not.
Just to put one on him.
You won't, though. You won't. He'll be smacked. And if he beats you, he'll be smacked off.
Oh, I'll be smacked all over, yeah. Put it on your blog.
Brilliant.
Yeah, be smacked all central, so no, I'm not doing it.
But it's good, like, the track itself, I think, like you said, some people would probably look at the track stuff and think, makes me a little bit nervous, that, because it's, there's nowhere to hide on the track, is there? Do you know what I mean? But it's not that type of training, is it? It's more about the time.
It's the time to do it, and you can do any session on the track. You can do anyone. You can do a long run, short run. It doesn't need to be anything. I think people associate with track is like club runners. I'm going to run fast. I need to run fast, and it's complete opposite, really.
Yeah.
I suppose if you go to a club and you're doing a certain training session, then yeah, run fast. But you can still do your slower sessions on it, your tempos, your interval training. You can do anything on it, can't you? Anything with it.
It brings out a lot of what I found with track is that it brings you quite a bit of confidence as well in like your own abilities and your own pace and stuff like that, and getting used to even down to like, because this is a weird one for me. Like obviously I've only ever won like 2-part runs out of 192 that I've done, by the way, if you were asking. What's that, 2 or 1%? 1% success rate.
First finisher.
Sorry.
First finisher.
Apologies. Yeah.
But I like that though. I like that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But it gives you like, and the point I'm making is like when you're at the front, I found that the first time so weird, because you end up going, I cannot let this drop now.
Yeah. You're there. Let's hold it. Yeah.
But then I think the first time I was at the front, I finished like 4th because I was like a mile and a half in, and all I did was just go as quick as I could, rather than trying to get some control back. So I think the track exercise does give you a bit of like, get used to like leading a little bit of a group and
having people just sat behind you and stuff like that, doing a pace and everything. Yeah, I quite like that, because like for example, like you say, if you are at park run and you're at park run when you're in a position where you are at the front, yeah, it's a weird kind of, I'm not following her on here. Am I going right way? Am I not? You know, like where are they? You know, it is mad. It is mad. It's good in an exciting way.
No, it's mad. But then also the other way, like you have it for that, where you get that feeling. But also, like I think if you are a slower runner, like when we first started out, well, certainly when I first started out, the track really helped me get some pace, because first of all you're around people that are quicker than you, and you get in a group that is always going to help you. Surround yourself with people that are always going to give you a little bit of a push. That really helps, and then I think you end up getting a lot quicker just from those sessions, because you're moving quicker, aren't you? And you're getting used to that movement, and it's high intensity because it's really high heart rate. Then back to sort of rest again, and then it does you wonders, that, doesn't it? Yeah,
massively. And I think you've got the factor of, even if you are a slower runner, compared to the other people, say if you do it over 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever your session is, like you're never physically at the back, if that makes sense. So even if you get lapped 3 times, you're still on the track. Like you're still with people. Like it's not like you're just left behind. If you was doing a trail run, for example, or running 5 mile out, 5 mile back, you'd eventually find yourself half a mile back on your own. Where the track, people coming around you, you're on your own. Safety wise, you're fine. Evening track, you've got the lights there. You're not worried about cars. You're not worried about traffic. You're not worried about any other factors, are you? You're pretty there. You got 400 meters to run in, and that is it. It's just a much safer and easier environment to train in. Yeah. And you can leave your stuff there. For example, you don't have to carry a drink around with you. You can just kind of put your jacket on. If you get hot, throw your jacket to one side. It's so much better to train on.
Yeah, it is.
Not all the time, but it's.
No, I totally agree, mate. Totally agree. And the way like where the one is that you're doing is good as well, because it's on a park. So like if you wanted to go and do a little bit of a lap after it, because the actual park run is next door.
Right next door to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a belter, mate. No, I really like it. And it does give you confidence. So all I guess I'm getting at with that is like, don't feel like you can't go to a track session because well, all these people are really quick. Well, yeah, they are, but there's a reason why you'll get like grouped into and it's based on time, not on how quick you can do it.
The sessions are the same for everyone, aren't they? You're still getting the same out of it. You're still running for 3 minutes. Someone might just be faster and run further than you, but you're still getting the same session as what everyone else is.
Yeah. Because I remember the first time I went to track and I was like, I can't be doing this. And I thought, do I wear spikes? Didn't know what to do.
But yeah,
I mean, I was a bit like, you get quite nervous, don't you, about it? Because you think, these lot are all going to be absolute machines. But that was like back at Preston. But this group now, like I go to Witton anyway when I can in the group, in the club. Absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant. End up with like a really strong group of runners, and then also you see those people that are running like 15-minute 5Ks, and you just think, absolutely. But it's great to see.
It's great to see it, but then you'll have it, say, with races and this training, you'll get to a point where it's like, I tell you what, if you're doing the same session as them and you were way behind, and then a month later, do you know what, I'm actually closer to him than what I was last time with it. It's a bit like, do you know what, might not catch him, but I'm getting better, I'm improving, I can judge myself against him or her, and it's something to look at, really.
Well, definitely. And like, because there's two groups at the club when I go, and like the quick group, they lap us all the time.
Yeah.
It's just, but I always thought I'd find that like a little bit disheartening, but I find it like more, I guess, like inspiring. So I'm like, gosh, that is amazing to watch, and like I'd love to, see if I can just give it a little bit more this week and see where you can get.
Yeah. And like I say, just them improvements, aren't they?
Yeah.
What did Helen Clifford say? The 1%. I know a lot of people talk that way, but
it's true though, isn't it? So it is.
Keep making progress.
Not excuses, mate.
But there's so much you can do with the track in terms of, it's like there's a setup there on a Sunday now where you could pretty much go, I'll tell you what, this week we'll go to Witton and we won't do the track. We'll just tell you what, we're going to do 10 miles around that thing. You do a bit of Witton Park, for example. Or if you're training for 10k, let's do a tempo run for an hour. Around the track, we'll do 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off, or whatever it is. And there's so many different sessions you can adapt for the track.
Yeah.
Which is just going to get you faster over time. It's as simple as that.
100%, mate. There's lots to it. It's absolutely brilliant. So I look forward to the outcome because I will be at Manchester whilst you are smashing this out. I don't know if Anton Deck would do Saturday night takeaway without the other one.
Good point, that. But
we don't care.
But I've heard they're splitting.
Yeah, the dream's got to be up somewhere, hasn't it? Yeah. No, it'd be brilliant, man.
Saturday night takeaway.
Saturday night takeaway's back. We're doing it. We're taking over.
Just on his own.
Well, just you. But yeah, it'd be absolutely class. But if we're keeping with this track thing anyway, which is quite good.
Yeah, and I think if you look at runners normally have, for example, Sunday long run.
Yeah.
But for this, I'm not saying it's necessarily targeted at runners directly, but you've got people out there that enjoy the gym. You've got people out there that enjoy boxing, for example. You've got people out there that enjoy your running. But you've got the High Rocks world that's massive now. And it's not a set day for them in terms of when they run. Like, it's not like runners are pretty much right. Weekend, I'm going to do Saturday, Sunday long run because you can get it in. It's so much easier with it. But if you only training for these shorter kind of distances, Sunday, I think, is a great access to kind of go, do you know what, Sunday, I can do my longer medium run during the week, and then do you know what, track session on Sunday, it's accessible, and get there 9 till 10, half 10 or whatever it is, and then go for a bit of breakfast. By dinner time, I'm home, and I've got full Sunday to kind of do what I want. I've done my session I want running-wise, and I've actually had a decent session for it. So.
Definitely. Keeps you out of trouble on Saturday as well, doesn't it?
Well, yeah.
The High Rocks thing, you're absolutely right, because why does the High Rocks athlete go and need to do 10 mile on a Sunday? You probably don't. So, that long Sunday run is traditionally endurance athletes.
Endurance, and those that are training for half marathons, etc., and those that are just mental, that do ultras and everything else. So
them wild ones. But yeah, I think it's a good shout that on a Sunday, just to get out there, because it is similar to like, it's high intensity, isn't it? It's a strength work that you're doing. It's great, absolutely brilliant. Love it.
The options are massive for it, aren't they? So
yeah. Well, next up is actually the High Rocks as well, isn't it? So smash out the Manchester half Sunday, have a week off. And then go and blitz the High Rocks.
Practice ski for a little bit, and you're back at it, aren't you?
I did ski this morning, mate. Stopped halfway through. Like,
it's awful.
Yeah, it's a shock.
What damp do you have it on?
8.
See, I drop it down, me.
Less than 8?
I
thought
I
8
had
was
it on
dropped.
6 last time.
6?
Just because the pull's just so much easier.
Yeah, it's
just so much easier. And then I'm saving my arms. That's how I might have had it on. I don't think I changed it. It might have been on 7 last time I did it properly. But in gym now I'm on 6, and it's just better.
Yeah.
It's just better. I think I might have tested it when I was at Nuffield on like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and I think between 7 and 6 was the best I got from it, from how I work and my reach and all the rest of it. So
it's mad, isn't it?
Because I think with 8, you're pulling that hard on some of it. It takes a lot out of you quick, and you might all be gaining. You might be getting a meter every 5 strokes, something. So just try it on the lower one, see what it does for you.
I'm all for it, mate, but I'm in a pair, aren't I? Can you change it in a pair?
No, once you set, that's it.
From the whole thing?
Yeah, so once you set it at the beginning, that's it. You have to keep it at that. Same with the rower. You can only change it before you start. So if you change it halfway through, they'll penalise you for it.
Gosh, a lot of penalisation, isn't there? In
this game? So if you do 2 laps instead of 3, you get a 5-minute penalty, which I've already found that one helps.
Yeah,
so
first hand, mate. First hand. So is that for you then? Just still ticking over the gym and that, or what we at?
Row machine and bike. That is where I'm at.
At least you're biking though.
Yeah, it's boring, isn't it? But I normally do 10-20 minutes on bike and then 20 minutes, half an hour on roller.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's enough, isn't it? Plenty.
That's it. And then my strength work, just keep that going as much as I can.
Keep that power in there, mate. Keep that power in there. Love it, mate.
Yeah. I just need something where I've got a baseline. As long as I've got a baseline to come back from, then it'd be so much easier for me, like we said last time. Coming back in whenever it is, December, January, maybe November.
We'll see you then, mate. We'll see you then. And the good thing, I think, is we'll have an update on, well, no doubt, if you're keeping tabs on the Instagram page, you'll see how Sunday goes with the charity event. And then I think my plan, mate, is that 2025 we open like a charity page for us and just have it like throughout the year and just raise what we can, like through events or through just one-off donations when we do like challenges and stuff. And
proper
just
challenges.
proper challenges, yeah.
Do skydive, nothing raised.
I'll close the page if you do a skydive for a minute. I'll close it.
Close the page. Brilliant.
It's over, mate. It's over.
Didn't make it.
You're not doing
no
it.
donations. Didn't finish it.
Nonsense, mate.
Didn't land it properly, so.
No. Well, hopefully, have you found the video, mate? I've just found myself staring at the screen a lot.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of it where I've just looked at curtains quite a bit.
Yeah. Checked out Bob Dylan up there as well.
Yeah, I quite like that though.
Is it Bob Dylan or Ruby Wax sometimes?
I think it's a mixture of both. Bob Wax.
I think I got that when I moved in. I love it, mate. I love it.
Considering we started charity, it soon went to Chester a bit, but I quite liked the race review with that. Good, honest review on it.
I think we needed it, mate.
Are you going back for another marathon or what?
Debrief. What, this year?
No.
Oh, I'm in Manchester, mate, aren't I?
Oh, yeah. Big.
That's the one, isn't it?
That's the one where, if you're going to go and do it properly.
Good block. Good training block.
I think we're at the point now where a lot of people, that if they've not trained properly and they're not ready for it, they won't go and do it because, I'm not saying what's the point, but what's the point of going through the motions and getting through it again? You want to save your legs, keep your training going, and go for something that you are going to have a good go at.
Yeah, the difficulty I've got with this Manchester one next year, mate, is that like the 50's there again, innit? And you want to get up there and do that. So it's balancing that training. Like I don't understand. I'd love to speak to someone on it. When you're doing Ironman, how you balance all that training? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
mental.
Early morning get-ups, aren't you? And late night thingies and just sleep.
Yeah. Never see anybody.
Sacrifice. That's what it is.
No social life, which is fine. That's the dream, isn't it? Don't have to talk to anybody.
Are you taking this in half marathon or what?
I don't think so, mate. That's for you, that little selfie stick. Yeah, that's for you. I think the GoPro went off anyway, mate, about 5 minutes
so
in.
You got 8 minutes of footage.
We'll see how it goes. But anyway, mate, it's an absolute pleasure to do a video on.
As always.
Anything you'd like to add, mate? Usually got a couple of things you'd like to.
No, charity wise, I just think we like I say, we go at it and we see what people are up to in terms of what they're doing. I know mental health is coming up again, isn't it?
Yes.
But it's November this time at Witton Park, so it's a little bit different.
It is, yeah.
But I've heard it's meant to be a nice route.
Oh, right, okay.
Good route, good solid route.
Nice.
That guy's got to turn up from last year and Kipchoge still.
He's got to return his crown, hasn't he?
Jordan Dashley after retaining his title.
Got to return the title, haven't you?
Of the mental health 5k.
Sadly, mate, I'm aware. Mum's birthday. Sadly can't make it. You never know, mate, next time.
I might just dress up as an elf at Woods. I won't be running it, will I? So, who's that man?
Yeah, don't go near him. An elf in the woods. Don't. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Right, bro. Let's call it then.
We're looking at time here. I can't see
Absolute
it.
pleasure. Why do you want to see how long we've got? 105, mate. Come on.
No, I just couldn't see it.
Plenty, mate. Plenty in the tank there, mate.
So, see how this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick it on Spotify. Happy to hear feedback. Not particularly around like how we look, but you know.
Not bothered about that, but it's the first one, isn't it?
Who we are, innit?
Here we are.
Get used to it.
Clip of you, Chester Marathon, just to finish it.
Ah, yeah, good shout.
Is
Good
the
shout.
one of you from Chester?
Running.
You video yourself or what?
I didn't video myself.
Oh,
no.
come on. We'll have to put it out there. Then I won't get any footage of Stephen from the Chester Marathon.
Terrible run influencer, Anna. Don't do it well. Right, bro.
There is one, though, isn't there? I've seen it.
Oh, yeah. I look a wreck, though.
No, you grind it out. You grind it out.
Battling. I could see the finish line, and I could see the 3:30 pace, and I thought, go on then.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Tell you what we'll do. We'll finish off with putting a clip of Reese, run with Reese,
Yeah.
speeding down for a 2:31 marathon.
Unbelievable time.
Unbelievable. If you quickly look at what did he do, 2:42 in Manchester for his first marathon. Obviously, he was always going to do well if you run a 2:42 and then a 15:30, 16-minute 5k and then a 32-minute 10k.
Yeah.
He was always going to be fast, but to do a 2:31, club runners aim for that as a goal. He's done it in his second marathon in his first year of running, which is just mental.
It's insane.
But he had to work for it, which is good.
He did. He grafted
550s and stuff like that.
He put some great time in the legs as well and done some unbelievable training. It's worked really well for him. I think get him on. Get him on, mate.
Get him on. Get him down Road Club.
Get him on.
Run with Reese.
Run with Reese,
Tuesdays. Tuesdays up Ashley Park.
I think so. It's Jolly, innit? It's Jolly. Jolly way.
Jolly.
Right. Anyway, mate.
See you later. See you in a bit.
Take it easy.
See you in a bit.
Hopefully this works.
This camera. Boy, innit?
What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do